lock and load, hit the road. And it don't matter if I'm ready, cause I got to go. I stay strapped up, I got my boots tight. I'm fully focused, man, I got my head right. Sometimes I feel like a stranger in my own mind. I'm not a follower, I make my own line. If it's my last night, I hope God lets me in. Tell him I was a good man, tell him I was a good friend. Some want to see the light, some want to be the thunder, some like to play at night. I can't sit back and watch.
Damn, I missed the bucket.
Yeah.
How did I miss the bucket?
Alright, so as you know, I'm Texas Dipper 99 at Texas Dipper Studios and Productions.
I'm Backwoods_Bo with Texas Dipper 99.
And I'm Lobo Dipper 02 with whatever his name is in Texas Dipper 99. Wait, it's Backwoods Bo, my bad.
And this video,
First,
first, hold on. Let's see, we're going to explain something. Backwoods Bo has quit making videos on this channel, as most of y'all may know, because he hasn't made one in a while.
I never make videos except for this one and the other one.
And he's going to start making videos again, but he's not going to be using Backwoods Bo. He's going to be using Texas Dipper 99. He's going to be using my channel. So he's going to be using Texas Dipper Studios he's going to be using Texas Dipper Productions at Backwoods Bo Studios. My bad, no.
Texas Dipper Studios at Backwoods Bo Production.
Yes. No.
Who cares? I'm making videos.
Yeah,
I'm making videos on his channel now, not mine.
Exactly.
Yeah. Alright.
We already got dip in. We all already got dip in. He put more in.
I
but
put a filler in because,
I ain't doing that. I already got a big pinch in. I'm not.
I got, like, medium.
This video is going to be about the first time Backwoods Bo come to my house, or to come to my grandma's. No, the first time he come to my house. I was living with my grandma.
Both.
I was living with my grandma, but it's the first time he come to my house.
Yeah, your mom's old house. Old house.
It was me, Backwoods Bo,
Lobo Dipper.
Lobo Dipper, and another buddy that I can't say his name.
Anonymous.
Because of personal rights and stuff like that. So, yeah. And, well.
What are you doing?
You want to start the story?
You can start.
Alright. He come to my house for the first time, and there was this old mirror that come out of a camper on the back of a door. So,
This video is gonna be about a story.
Lobo, he dares him to punch through the mirror, knowing that knowing that the mirror had a door behind it, it was solid. So
I punched through it.
he punched through it, but instead of going all the way through it, he stopped at the door and cut his thumb.
Well, when I went through it, a piece of glass, I had my hand like this right here, and the piece of glass cut my thumb. And I found an old belt. I took the belt and wrapped around it.
So then we go inside, and keep in mind this is the first time he comes over. I was going through my mint phase, and I already gave him a pinch of mint, grizzly mint. Then he takes it out after a while. We take a dip out. We're sitting there with my grandma talking to her, which is, I'm going to refer to Nanny, by the way, in the story. We're sitting there with Nanny, and Dawson scratched that. The other person asked Backwoods
Just restart the video.
if...
No.
No, you never restart a video. It don't matter if you screw up or not. I've screwed up many times. Unknown asked Backwoods if he wanted a dip, and he didn't know that Nanny didn't care if we dipped or not. You want to get hit in the mouth today? Or quit. So he freaks out a little bit, and then Nanny's like, she don't care. She ain't gonna tell nobody. I mean, boy, you know.
Well, her exact words were, I ain't gonna tell nobody, but if they ask, I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah. So, Unmentionable gives Backwoods a pinch, his very first pinch of Skull Peach. After he's already had his first pinch of Grizzle Mint.
Here's the other thing. I actually did go through a Skull Peach phase, but it wasn't my fault. It was my mom's fault because that's all she could remember to buy. I did Skull Peach for like a month because that's all she knew what to buy. She go buy 3 cans at a time. Wouldn't tell me about it. So I couldn't even tell her what kind of dip to get. And if I did, she said, I already got you some. So.
And so, a little while later, we're walking down the road, and we have 2 machetes, a bush axe, and a putter, a golf club, a putter.
Going through a cornfield.
And on his mind the whole time was,
I hope there's not a combine collecting all this corn. Because it was getting that time of the year. You know, you see the tractors out there getting corn. And we walked to a cornfield because I don't know why we did it, but we did it.
so we had to go through. We couldn't go down the road because the owner.
Too long, and it took a lot longer.
Yeah, it was a lot longer. So
We could have walked on the highway, but that was dangerous.
That was a long walk on the highway. That's even longer. So we're cutting through the field to get to the old road back in the woods that takes us out to my mama's old house where she used to stay. And
Down for you. Down for you. Down for you.
thank you, buddy.
Thank you.
This, by
Thank
the
you,
way,
Will.
turn around. This, by the way, is
Will.
Willard. Here, go in there, buddy. Hey, look, I'll be in there in a second. Alright. So,
Will y'all call me? I was trying to say Ava.
alright. So,
We get to the end of the cornfield, and we get on the dirt road that was going on, right?
and there's this mud hole. And in the mud hole lays a red belly water moccasin.
He walks right over.
I'm walking right over it, and the snake, the moccasin, pops his head up. And I'm just happening to look down, because I always look down when I'm walking over holes because of stuff like that. And I'm looking down, and as I'm straddling the hole. And I was walking through it because I wear my boots. I'm walking through the hole, and the snake pops his head up, and I jump out of the hole, and it's like it was like
snake was that long.
it was like 3 inches of mud, and I was sunk into the mud.
This long, right?
Yeah, it was about that long.
A little longer than shoulder
It
width.
was about that big around. So
I got me one.
so.
Baby,
Sit
baby.
over there. Sit over there. So we're sitting there,
And he jumps up.
the snake pops up, and I jump out of the mud, out of 3 inches of mud. I was sunk into the mud. I jump out the mud
I yell,
about
give
3
me
or
the
4
machete.
feet.
I yell, give me the machete. I remember I chop his head off.
So we pick it up. No, we had a shovel, not a golf club. No, it was a shovel, not a bush axe.
Yeah,
And we pick it up with the shovel, and we're toting the snake
to his mom's house.
to my mom's house to
To
scare
scare
her. And we had the head on the end of the machete, and the snake's body was on the shovel.
But Tina was there, right?
Yeah, but there was this other woman there, and we were going to scare her, not my mom. And my mom just happened to be there.
So we put the snake in the front yard. Or was on the front porch,
It
right?
was on the front porch, on
We
the
on the front
step.
porch. And
I
Terrence.
knock on the door, and my mom comes to the door instead of the woman that I wanted to come to the
No,
door.
we walked inside first, didn't we? You told her to come out and we saw outside. And y'all told
No,
me.
y'all walked in, I knocked on the door.
But I don't want to do it in the backyard.
I
y'all said the
he walked in.
Me
Me
and
me-
Anonymous.
Yeah, him and Anonymous walked in, and it was me and you sitting on the door knocking.
And they run in and yell, hide it. Mama's home. So I took the snake, I grabbed it, and I threw it in the yard. Because they ain't cut the grass while I figured she couldn't see it. She walked outside.
She walks to the window, the kitchen window, and she looks down. She says, "Why is there a dead snake laying in the yard?" Because at the time when we had it sitting on the porch, we had the head laying next to the body where it looked like there was a snake laying there curled up. But he grabbed it and he forgot to grab the head, so he just grabbed the snake and chunks it without his head. So it's sitting there in the grass,
With no head.
just the one patch of grass that was cut.
One patch. There's one,
So
about 3 foot by 3 foot, patch of grass cut. I don't know if they tried to mow it and lawnmower cut off, or I don't know what happened.
she walks to the window and sees the snake, and she's like, "Why is there a snake there?"
Like, why y'all try to scare me for it? And everything. She got mad. We got scared.
So we walk out and we take him in the woods snipe hunting. Snipe hunting now. We had him sitting in a ditch.
Okay.
With a bag waiting on us to chase the.
And they start walking away. And while they're walking around, I'm constantly yelling at them, you know, tell them I don't want to do this, right? Once I quit yelling, I start walking out the woods. Cause I'm not gonna sit there by myself. I ain't doing it. Okay? I walked out the woods and I jumped the ditch. And I was wearing my lace up boots. And I jumped and my foot went in a pothole. And I heard a crack sound. I tried to make like a crack sound. And I couldn't walk. Okay, it was getting dark. I had a flashlight on my phone. I was walking down there limping, holding a machete and a flashlight. I'm sure I scared the crap out of a bunch of people driving by. I got things, my ankle's hurting bad.
And we're sitting there around the fire.
My ankle's hurting bad. Okay, I took my boot. I couldn't even walk on it, barely. But you scared me enough. I'll do anything. This guy tried to scare me and the other guy, unmentionable. He didn't try. He succeeded. He scared the piss out of me. He scared me to death. So I thought he was dead. He walked in the woods with a flashlight. Well, one mag light. Okay.
And the light was going dead.
And he walks in the woods and wants us to follow me. We wouldn't do it. All of a sudden, he turns his light off. So we start running back because we're scared. And all of a sudden, he decides to turn the light on. This pitch light door. He decides to turn the light on and run toward us. So me and the other guy start running. I don't care how bad my ankle hurts. If someone's chasing me with a flashlight at pitch black dark, I'm running. I don't care if I have to crawl. Okay? And every night he turned the light off.
It was about dead. It was turned off itself.
Yeah. So he just running toward us. We got to the house.
And then I tripped in a hole, and I have a bad knee. And I dropped the light, and the light rolled over towards kind of the ditch, and they stopped, and they turned around. And all I seen was the light falling. It was the light on the ground, and I was hurting, so I couldn't say nothing. And they were yelling, and I weren't saying nothing, so they run to the house to get my mama and this other boy that was there.
Who was drunk. They were drinking vodka.
Yeah, they were drinking vodka straight. But I guess I'm going to have to make another video for y'all later to finish the story because we're out of time.
But that's the story we want to tell. There's more to it. Cause near that night we did some other stuff.
We'll finish
But
later.
we'll do it later because this is getting kind of long.
So, as y'all know, I'm Texas Dipper 99 from Texas Dipper Studios.
I'm back with the School Bowl. Now on Texas Dipper Studios.
And
I'm Lobo Dipper 02.
Sometimes.
guest stars on Texas Dipper Studios. And we're signing out, y'all.
Deuces.
Yeah.